Shalom, shalom. And first and foremost, as always, I like to start off with giving all honor and glory from the praise and worship to our power. YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, HAQADASH. Double honors to our apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone, who will teach one sound doctrine. Strong shalom to the hopeful elect. It's your brother HAQADASH, representing Jim as branch here in Cleveland, Lord willing to bring out a quick and edifying lesson through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI. And I just want to tap into a few things real quick, because we see the start. We're watching a siege, happen right before our eyes, man. Okay, just as our Lord did. The Lord warned us. And like we're warning the rest of Israel today, right? When the Romans sieged us before, and this is what you're witnessing again. Rome, they built a wall around the wall, our wall, right, and fenced us in, okay? And this is what you see happening here. Not only that, but they weaponized the food. Matter of fact, let's do this, because how did Rome siege Jerusalem in 70 AD? Let's see if they give us what we're looking for. Okay. I see some. All right, so it says, the siege of Jerusalem in 70 AD was a pivotal and brutal military campaign led by the Roman general Titus, son of Emperor Vespasian, during the First Jewish-Roman War. It give you a breakdown, all right? And let's look. I'm trying to just go straight to the points. It says the siege step by step. It give you a full breakdown. One, it says Roman encirclement. Titus approached Jerusalem with 4 Roman legions. The city was divided among 3 Jewish factions fighting each other internally, weakening the defense. Okay, so that's what you see within our nation. Okay, you have something called a YN. All right, and this is actually the aiming point towards Trump's argument when it comes to the reason why he's actually deploying the military. Okay. Why he's deploying the military to these different cities, man. Okay. Trump signs executive order establishing specialized National Guard units to address crime in cities. He talked about the black woman. He said the black woman is calling for him to do this in their city, which is in Chicago. He was talking about a Keisha in Chicago. Well, the city was divided among 3 Jewish factions fighting each other eternally, weakening the defense. So our defense is weakened because we're fighting amongst each other. Scripture talking about a house divided against itself cannot stand. Okay, and this is what you see. All right, and who has the highest crime rate on earth? Let's see if they give us it's probably different now. We did this before. Highly sensitive. It must be handled clearly in context. Let's see. See, all right, there they go. All right. All right, so now this is actually still true though, but so they give the credit to Esau for being the highest in percentage when it comes to crime, right? Because he is the true mob, man. He is the true blood man. You know, he teach our people these ways. You know, this savagery, this debauchery, however you say it. He teaches these ways, man. Okay, and that's really, we don't gotta even, cause that's enough. Because the point is that Jake learned this from their enemy, and therefore it weakened our defense. That's number one. Number two, Roman fortifications. Roman built siege works and camps around the city to trap inhabitants and prevent escape. That's what the wall is around America. That's what Trump is trying to do. Stop escape. Not only that, you have another way a wall is being built with with the digital formation. Okay, with the passports, and you know what I'm saying. And it was a time just not that long ago, within this year, where if you was to leave the country for a vacation or you go somewhere outside of America, you had to show identification to get back into America. All right, you have a digital wall being put around America, man. Okay, it's a more efficient wall. All right, all right. Excuse me, because a physical wall can be built down. Tore down. So they figure they go digital. Okay, something you can't see, but still as powerful. All right, and that's what you see. Romans built siege works and camps around the city to trap inhabitants and prevent escape. A circumvallation wall was constructed in just 3 days to completely seal off Jerusalem, a method to starve the city into surrender. All right, and that's what the tariffs is as well. The tariffs is starving the city into surrender. Okay, that he making it seem like the tariffs is against the countries, but the tariffs, what it's doing is it's backfiring on the American citizens, because it's causing a chaos within the grocery stores and farming, and the agriculture of life. All right, or the agriculture to our lives, and it's choking our food supply, our water supply, and so forth. So he has the tariffs and he has a digital system. It says Romans attacked the third wall, outermost than the second wall, gradually breaching the city's defenses. All right, and that's what you see here. In a sense, you have Rome again, Rome 2.0. This is Rome again. I did a lesson. I had many elders and brothers did lessons on Elon, talking about this is Rome and so forth and so forth. Even if they didn't admit it themselves, you understand through the Roman numerals, the Colosseums, and the Latin on the dollar bill and so forth. All these things attribute to Rome, right? That beast that did live, had a wound and did live. Okay. All right, NATO and the EU extended itself to from 10 vassal states to 28. You know what I'm saying? So this is all Rome all over again, man. And what you see or witnessing, the gradual process of the attack. Okay, that's what you see here. Okay, you see? So this is a gradual, this is what I mean by that. Gradual, witnessing a gradual attack. All right, National Guard to be deployed to 19 states: Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Louisiana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Mexico, Ohio, which we're in Cleveland, Ohio, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, and Wyoming. And one of their brothers saw a Black Hawk, or one of the military planes where the back opened up in Ohio the other day, or I think today or yesterday. All right, in Cleveland, man. Okay, so these This is just the starting point. Okay, this is 19 states, and these are major states. Okay, these are major states. We all know that Ohio is a big player in this man's agenda, his system to forward something that he's trying to forward. Okay, this Ohio is one of those states, all right, that has to deal with a lot of this man's plans. All of the America, obviously, but you have specific states within the states. They call them red states, blue states, right? They mark them based off certain economic development and you know what's in those areas and territories and so forth, and many other reasons. But there you have it, man. This is the gradual visualization of this man attack. Okay, it says they used they used battering rams, siege towers, and ballistae, large crossbows to breach fortifications. Destruction of the temple. After weeks of fighting, Roman forces broke into the Temple Mount. Right, so eventually, it's going to lead to a time frame of fighting, which would be called civil war. Okay, that's why now they have permission to arm themselves. Okay, Trump signed, and now this went into an executive order. Okay, this is went into law now. Trump signs executive order establishing specialized National Guard units to address crime in cities. It says the clearest sign yet. He attends in the military role and domestic law enforcement activities. Okay, it says the clearest sign yet. Let me see. President DJ signed executive order on Monday, tasking his Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, which we did lessons on this guy, right? He's loyal to the crown, so you can understand. All right, let's put it like that. And he's the head. I believe he's the Let me see. I forget. I'll be forgetting. I mixed him up. He basically like he's the head of the military defense, I believe, if I got that right. Because he has a say so in the military bombing a country other than President Trump. Okay, that's how important this guy is supposedly to what's going on, and with establishing specialized units in the National Guard that will be specifically trained and equipped to deal with public order issues. The clearest sign yet, he intends to expand the U.S. military role in domestic law enforcement activities across the country, right? So this is like a third world country, okay? Instead of regular police, you have the military as the police, all right? All right. It says, charged with assuring that each state's Army, National Guard, Air National Guard are resourced, trained, organized, and available to assist federal, state, and local law enforcement in quelling civil disturbances and ensuring the public safety and order whenever the circumstances necessitate as appropriate under law. So this is just the start. You know, this is what's about to kick in that next phase, which is Jacob's trouble, man. Okay, what is this? Goodness, man. Here's another one. Trump threatens to put regular military in Chicago to straighten it out and says New York City is after that. Right? These are the biggest cities, some of the biggest cities in America, man. Okay? It says we're going to make our cities very, very safe. Chicago is a mess. And the thing is, oh, here you go. African American ladies, beautiful ladies, were screaming for him to please come to Chicago. So, and also, let me see. You see, this is martial law, man. This is what you call. He act like by doing this is gonna stop crime overnight, which it can based off the means and measures. But you know, this been set, man. Okay, this been set, bro. It says, whoo, that's the spirit. It says, in the temple, this time is a third temple, which is the third temple is a spiritual temple, which is where the temple. Okay, and he's trying to break into the temple again, man. Okay. Let me see. Fierce fighting continue in upper city. Man. It says by September, the Romans have fully conquered Jerusalem. And that's the spirit because we're approaching September. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if this man add an additional 10 or whatever so states to this siege. Because the scriptures, that's what the scriptures say. Let me go to Second Edges. Second Edges 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, death and destruction. That's what that word woe means. For the sword and destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Right, the end fighting. Right, it's a lot of right, and this is what Trump is aiding in terms of. This is what Trump is geared towards when he talks about clearing up the crime, right? But this is what this is going to lead to. It's going to lead to civil war, because not right now. The big push in the media is the big T word, and also the unaliving or the deletion of a lot of law enforcement. They're happening at a frequent and a rapid rate right now, to the point that they're getting unalived or deleted in groves, all right, or in a multitude, 2 at a time, 3 at a time, on lunch break, bow, you know. So this is what is all by design, and the Lord is allowing this so that these prophecies can be fulfilled. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right. It's going to have to get, remember that George Floyd always bring that up. They showed that they overpowered the police. It was like 10-1. Okay, the course of their hand, it's going to stand. It says the course of their actions shall stand in their power. That's what's getting ready to happen here. A lot of rebelliousness is about to happen in America. Something's going to kick this next phase off. Some type of event, some type of attack that's going to justify why Trump is doing this. And that's like he said, let me see. Like he said right here.
I think the Democrats better get smart. And, you know, politically, I hope they don't. But actually, in terms of love for the country, I hope they do, because it would be good to work together. So I'm thinking about, you know, when I have some slob like Pritzker criticizing us before we even go there, I made the statement that next should be Chicago, because as you all know, Chicago is a killing field right now. And they don't acknowledge it. And they say, we don't need him. Freedom, freedom. He's a dictator. He's a dictator. A lot of people are saying maybe we like a dictator. I don't like a dictator. I'm not a dictator. I'm a man with great common sense, and I'm a smart person. And when I see what's happening to our cities, and then you send in troops, instead of being praised, they're saying you're trying to take over the republic. These people are sick. But I'm really saying,
but that's the thing, though. Why now? You know, that's the question you got to ask yourself. If you like this guy, well, why now? Okay, why you didn't do this the first? Like, what's changed? You see, you know, yeah, times are worse, but the point is that it's been bad, man. You spearheaded this. You created this, man. You created division in the homes, which caused our young men and young women to be raised without a father. And it caused the roles to be reversed. It caused the mindsets to rely on the system. Now you became daddy. And because we understand you're the man of crime and you becoming daddy to our nation, that means that they have no other leadership besides you. You feel me? So, see, Trump mobilizing up to 1,700 National Guard troops in 19 states. What that say? Trump can, this is from MSNBC. Trump can legally send National Guard to other cities, say retired military. And he just put it into law, executive order. Okay? So, it says, Second 15 and 17, a man should desire to go into a city and shall not be able. I went into the lesson, a police state, bro. You got to check that out because there was some heavy information regarding a police state. A man should desire to go into a city and shall not be able. That's a police state. That is martial law. A police state is a system of government in which the state exercises strict and often oppressive control over many aspects of public and private life, primarily through the power of the police and security forces. Is that not what this is? Is that not what's being used? What's being used? The police forces, the security forces. They're doing all this in the means of security, right? I got a video of brother. I ain't even play this yet. Right? Fair use, fair use.
The president continues his crackdown on crime and illegal immigration.
Right, crime is AKA for you Jakes, and you can follow the elder brother Arrows of Ending Nation 144. Okay, and let me see. Bear with me.
Just as well to achieve the national security objectives that we've set. We've got to have a civilian national security force that's just as powerful, just as strong, just as well funded.
You see that?
So the brother follow this page as well, GMS All-Star Man. You know, be edified, like, and subscribe. All right, it says Trump is fulfilling Obama's playbook, new executive order just signed. And this is the point where he's pushing is, like it says on the screen, Obama Civilian National Security Force. So they're pushing this in the means of security. This is what a police state is. Okay? And it's leading to the civilian, the tracking system, the MOTB, the system, right? The mark of the beast system. Okay? That's what that's what it started with before the crackdown of the crime and all that. You see? Now they're talking about ICE agents are getting tired, they're wore out. Well, that's why you got the military now. They're gonna send them, the military is gonna pick up everything, man. Okay? So when you jump back up, it says military tactics used by Rome, psychological warfare, and that's what we're more so in now. Starvation, terror, and exploiting internal divisions. Circumvallation and containment to cut off supplies and reinforcements. See? So there you have it, man. You know, that's what you see. You see a siege happening all over again. All right, and let me go back to this.
In 19 states in the coming weeks as the president continues his crackdown on crime and illegal immigration. Let's go to Lucas Tomlinson. He's live at the White House for us. Lucas.
Good afternoon, Sean. The Pentagon says those National Guard troops will be helping process and help deport illegal aliens. And here in the nation's capital, there's over 2,000 National Guardsmen patrolling the streets. And one Republican congressman says this city, the nation's capital, needs cleaning up.
Even with DC crime statistics. You're 3.5 times more likely to be killed in D.C. than you were in 2012 when a serious crime is committed. And from 2018 to 2023, carjackings are up 550%. So things are out of control.
So and then something else, cause that I have. Let me see. Yeah, so this is U.S. to seek death penalty in Washington, D.C. homicide cases. Now watch this when you read it. Come on now. Trump doubling on tariffs on Indian import. That's not what? Hold up. Okay, it's something else. Some National Guard units in Washington are now carrying firearms in escalation of Trump deployment. This is what I was talking about earlier. Okay. All right, so they have live ammunition. Trump says he could rename Department of Defense the Department of War soon, right? Because it used to be called the Department of War in I think it says 1789 until 1947 by George Washington, and they changed it from that to the Department of Defense in 1949. Okay, so he said, you know, you want to know the truth. I think we're going to have some information on that maybe soon. He said Pete Hegseth has been incredible with the, as I call it, the Department of War. You know, we call it Department of Defense, but between us, I think we're going to change the name, Trump said during a meeting with South Korea's president. Department of War. And this is the mindset that they're in right now. This is the mindset that YAHAWASHI is placing on Esau, Edom right now. Okay? This is Revelations 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Right? He's remembering his ways, man. He's being stirred up to be that great dragon that he is. It says U.S. to seek death penalty in Washington, D.C. homicide cases. Now, I wanted to read this particular part because the title don't give what the article gives. It says, if somebody unalive somebody in the capital, Washington, D.C., we're going to be seeking the death penalty, and that's a very strong preventative. Trump said at the White House cabinet meeting, I don't know if we're ready for it in this country, but we have it. It is. We have no choice. You see? So that's what is the prophet. That's a part of the prophecy. That's a part of the prophecies for the Lord's elect. That's going to be used, man. Listen, man, this is not a game, dude. This is Revelations 20:4, and I saw thrones, and they that sat upon. I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of YAHAWASHI. You see? So the witnesses are the ones who prophecy. The testimony goes into witness, and it goes into a martyr. So we have that testimony, which is the spirit of prophecy. And Trump is against the prophets. He said it in each campaign. He was more detailed in the first, and both of them he was detailed about the aspects and the dynamic in which we are coming. Okay? And he said the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of YAHAWASHI and for the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years, because this system is gearing. He got everything is in place. Everything is in place, and the righteous are not going to get down with this program. Okay, and because of that, it's going to be looked at as a T word or a rebel. Okay, against the American way. And I just saw an article as well about these individuals being deemed as T-words for the protests, all right, on these different campuses and so forth. But I forgot where exactly, Salakia. But yeah, and that's going to be us soon through the Spirit, because that's what the prophecy just said, and many other examples through the prophecies. So that's the point I wanted to read in that. So, hey, this devil's going to come down with great wrath because he know he have a short time.
And President Trump says he might deploy the National Guard to other big cities pretty soon.
We're going to make our cities very, very safe. Chicago's a mess. You have an incompetent mayor, grossly incompetent. And we'll straighten that one out probably next. So I think Chicago will be our next, and then we'll help with New York.
Now, last year, John, the murder rate here in D.C. was on par with Chicago and nearly 4 times higher than Los Angeles and nearly 6 times higher than where you are in New York.
Donald Trump just ordered the National Guard to 19 states, and the left is obviously losing their mind. Here's what's actually going on. The Trump administration is mobilizing 1,700 National Guards across 19 states. We're talking Alabama, Florida, Texas, Ohio, Virginia, all the way to Nevada and Wyoming. But before you picture troops storming neighborhoods, the thing is these National Guards aren't being sent for frontline cops. Their official mission is to support the Department of Homeland Security. Think case files, logistics, transport, and clerical tasks. Basically behind the scenes work that help ICE and DHS speed up immigration and crime crackdown. This crackdown starts off in August and runs through mid-November. It's pretty much Trump doubling down on his law and order promise. Not just in DC, but spreading nationwide. Now this is where it gets controversial. National Guard troops usually answer to governors, but in this case, a lot of them are being shifted into federal authority. That's what critics are calling a constitutional gray zone. California is already suing Trump in Newsom versus Trump, saying that he violated the 10th Amendment and even the Posse Comitatus Act, which is supposed to stop the military from acting like the police. At the same time, in D.C., over 2,000 Guard troops are already on the ground. And for the first time, they were authorized to carry their service weapons while patrolling. That's why you're seeing headlines about D.C. feeling safer, but also why civil liberty groups are saying that this could be the new normal. Now, is Trump restoring order to America, or is this a federal overreach?
It's on. It's game time. It's happening. Trump's next major step in his full authoritarian rule takeover. It's going to happen. It's in process now. He is going to activate National Guard in 19 other states, mostly red states, but some blue. And I'll go over the full list here in a second. But he is doing this, and they are going to serve under Title 32, Section 502F authority, which will allow them to work in a police enforcement, law enforcement capacity. So essentially, he's turning our National Guard into a law enforcement entity, his own personal police force. He's also threatening to send the regular military into Chicago and also New York after that. And he is not fucking around with this. We know he'll do it. He's done it in Los Angeles, and he's doing it in Washington, D.C. right now. And his reasoning for doing all this is to combat crime. There's like a pandemic of crime, and it's out of control, and he's going to make our cities safe. Now, they haven't said what cities they're going to go to yet, but here is the list of states. Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Louisiana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Mexico, Ohio State, Buckleration, and assist with ICE. Now, the Virginia National Guard has said they are going to activate 60 soldiers to assist with logistics and administrative support to immigration and customs enforcement. Now, the Virginia National Guard, contrary to what Trump is saying, says they will not conduct law enforcement operations and will not be making any arrests. Their plan is to mobilize up to 1,700 National Guard across these 19 states. So, guys...
So, yeah, that's the point, man. So, Lord willing is edifying. I'd like to give all honor and glory and praise and worship to our power. YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. Double honor to our apostle, elder bishops, and great millstone. Peace, salutation to the hopeful elect. Hey, the siege is tightening. It's definitely tightening. Till next time, shalom.